Hi everyone, this is your pick a card reading for the next 7 days. So we have 4 wonderful groups right here. So whichever one you're feeling most drawn to is going to be the reading for you. I put the crystals in front of the pouches because I was like, I don't want you to see all of the charms, but you can still see the charms, but you still can't see all the charms. So we have here group 1, which is this hot pink fuchsia kind of situation going on here. Group 2 is dark blue. Group 3 is this really beautiful muted sort of lilac purple. And then group 5 is this really pretty light blue. So whichever one you're most drawn to, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, whether it's the colours, take your pick. Some of you might be drawn to more than one. That is totally fine, I would say, for this reading. So you can pick more than one. Timestamps will be in the description box below, so you can check out the timestamps there. And then you can click on your reading and it will take you to the one that you would like to watch. So it's literally as simple as that. And yeah, so it's going to be a charm reading as well. We're going to see what is coming through. It's very exciting, and we'll see what's happening for the next 7 days. It's a timeless reading from whenever you would like to watch the messages and listen to the messages as well. So just thought I'd mention that right there. Okay, so we're going to start first with group 1. Also wanted to mention, if you would like to win a free reading with me, check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, information is also done within information is in the description box below, and they are done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is my intention items are on Etsy. So I have an Etsy store with beautiful intention items. So I have, there's crystals on there, there's charms and letters, there's also divination coins, pendulums, but there's also the bracelets, the necklaces, the anklets, face masks, pom-poms, tassels, embroidered cards, which you can put under your pillow, in your wallet or your purse, which so many people have seen results with. So check out those as well. Everything is on my Etsy store, Moonlight Tarot store on Etsy, link down below as well. And yeah, check out the review section if you want to see how people have seen results with things. Alright, because it's, you know, meditated with and saged. So yeah, there's so many different things on there. Alright, so let's go ahead and move these to the side. Okay, I'm just going to move this back as well. Oh, well, you knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I'm always making so much noise in my own videos. That's what happens. Alright, so group number 1, let's have a look and see what I see for the next 7 days. This is a timeless reading from whenever you're watching it. So let's see. You've chosen this absolutely beautiful pink vibe. Fuchsia, hot pink. And we're going to put the crystal right there. These are your charms. We'll come on to them in just a little bit. I'm just going to let it rest there. So let's go ahead with your cards. Alright, since this is a pick a card, it was more like a pick a pouch, pick a crystal vibe, but hey, still a pick a card reading. Let's see what your overall oracle card has for us. These are the life coach oracle cards, and this is a timeless reading, as I mentioned. So you can always check out the other ones that I do as well if you are interested. Okay, so that is your oracle card. So it says here, old habits. An old habit may be keeping you from moving forward. Alright, so there could be an old habit that sort of has kicked in, or kicks in, should I say, over the next 7 days that is just sort of keeping you a little bit behind. You might be thinking, oh, why is this habit back again? You know, like, you know, I just need to kind of like let go of this in order to strive forward, but it's hard because it's a habit and you're so used to it. So I would say don't beat yourself up over it, especially if a habit from the past comes back around again. So it's one thing to keep in mind. And of course, this is a general reading and people have all kinds of different habits, right? So it's one thing to definitely keep in mind for sure. That it's different for everyone, but there's definitely over the next 7 days a habit that is keeping you from kind of progressing forwards in that in that sense. I'm seeing for some of you it could be a habit. Sorry, my crystals have shedded everywhere all over the table. Could be, you know, to do with like healthy eating and food, or it could be to do with like, you know, mental health and sort of ruminating. It could be to do with just, you know, always being there for others but not giving yourself enough time. There's all kinds of habits, things like biting your nails, and you know your habits, but there's one from your past that is just like keeping you stuck behind. Okay, let's go with the self-care cards and see what's coming through the next 7 days. We're also going to get tarot cards as well. Okay, let me just do this. I can hear the fan. Okay, make sure the microphone, sorry guys, there we go. Sometimes, just gotta like get it all together when it's like not coming together. Okay, so we've got here ground yourself. So I definitely feel like meditation over the next 7 days would be incredible, because a lot of you are finding yourselves feeling very like cluttered. You may also feel like you are being pulled in so many different directions that you just feel like, oh my god, I have like barely any time for me. So again, that could be one of the habits as well, where you're so used to like helping others and doing so many other things that you barely have time for yourself. So I would definitely say like grounding and healing energy, taking care of yourself, pampering yourself, those kinds of things are definitely recommended over the next 7 days. And I feel like a lot of you just won't have that much time, but when you do have a spare moment, it's a good thing to do, even to take a few deep breaths in and out can really help you. We've also got here connect with the earth, so going for a walk, going to the park, surrounding yourself in nature can really help to open up your heart chakra and for you to feel so much more balanced. Even if you look at this card, you've got all of these roots that are flowing downwards, right? And so this is about connecting to your inner divine self, or connecting to Mother Nature, or maybe even both. But I definitely see that on the cards for you. I see that a lot of you are going to be like going outside, taking in a lot of fresh air, or at least deep breathing, and trying to ground yourself from like all the chaos of the world, and also with old habits as well, trying to just really like calm your soul and not trying to over blame yourself too much. Of course, just recognizing that, hey, I am a human being, like I'm just trying my very best, and you're just trying to also look after yourself as well. Let's go with tarot. So we've got here the Knight of Wands. Got quite a few cards actually that just came out here. You've got the High Priestess, you've got the Page of Cups, you've got the Fool as well, you've got the Empress, we've got the Two of Swords, let's put that right there, and you've also got here the Five of Swords as well. See, there's something that's holding you back, and it's something that you have the power over, but sometimes, with habits and things like that, it's really hard to control. It's really, really hard. Remember, that's also about consistency and progress. Like, you may not be perfect every single day, but it's also about how much less it becomes. It's a little bit like, when people are trying to diet, they just keep going yo-yo. Like, they'll do it like, they'll crash and they just like completely do it for like, they'll totally diet for 3 days and then they'll just completely give up. And, it's really about the consistency. So changing little things here and there can help to keep a habit a little bit more in line, if that makes sense. So what I do see here is essentially that you are going to really be trying. You're really going to try with your habit, and what I would say is make little changes. The Page of Cups is also about enjoying your hobbies and enjoying your goals and the things that you enjoy to do. The Page of Cups is also doing little by little. This is baby steps. So you're taking baby steps over the next 7 days with certain things that you want to change in your routine. I also see with the Fool here, there's a lot of spontaneous energy. So again, you might decide like, oh, I want to go here, I want to do this, I want to go there. And so I definitely see that here. We have a lot of the outdoors in your cards as well. So I feel like a lot of you want to spend a little bit of time outdoors, walking, or just taking in deep breaths, or running like errands and things like that. I definitely see that here. But I also see with the Knight of Wands this sense of wanting to conquer your fears, which I think is really interesting. Like some of you might be like really wanting to conquer your fears. Could be the fear of heights. It could be, there's so many different fears, but I feel like you just want to like get over certain things that you have been very, very fearful of. And the Fool also shows that as well. And so does the Empress. Like the Empress here is being really proud of yourself. The Empress is also about Mother Nature. So there's a lot coming through in relation to Mother Nature and Earth. And this can also be you just having a lot of gratitude and being very grateful for the things that you do have. There's a lot of interesting energies surrounding you for sure. Like that is something that is definitely coming through. Just so much energy in that sense. It's very, very powerful, very, very, very powerful in that sense. So yeah, that's what I see as your main energies over the next 7 days. There's a lot of spirituality that's coming through, so I feel like a lot of you might be reading up, you know, like books and things like that, learning, building on your intellect, and also doing a lot of research or watching tons of documentaries, meditating, perhaps following the work of spiritual gurus, yoga, just really getting into that sort of spiritual aspect of things. You might even be taking lessons or watching videos on how to learn tarot or how to do certain things. That just reminded me as well, actually. If you type in "learn tarot" into YouTube, my video will come up, and it's my most watched video, which is kind of crazy. If you want to learn tarot, you know where to go. I will help you. But yeah, I feel like you're learning a lot here, and you're very connected to your intuition. You know what changes you need to make, and you know what you can improve on, and that's really what you're following. You're following your lead. That's really beautiful, actually, to say that you're following your lead. Let me just grab my charm tray. I'm not doing the letters this time. I'm just mainly doing the charms for this reading, because there are some letters in here as well. So let's see, because I can see them, you know. I just went like this and put them in there, and I was like, oh, okay. So you've chosen this really beautiful pink. So you've got a W, a P, an A, and an E. Okay. Well, you know, there's two things I'm seeing. One is WPA. Isn't that to do with tennis? I feel like that's to do with tennis. No, that's a WTA. Never mind. Well, that was one of the ones that I was seeing, and then I was also seeing like EW, like EW. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have there. But again, this could be initials as well, for like people that are around you in many ways. The letters may not be so helpful, but they may actually really resonate with some of you, so that's something to keep in mind. Now you've got these two pegs. You've got here one which represents solar plexus energy, and another one which represents the root chakra energies. It's kind of orangey red, it's more so leaning towards red, so we'll go with root chakra. And this is really about you wanting inner stability and security and focusing on personal growth. So as we know, solar energies is about the sun's energy, which of course feeds so much energy into Mother Nature, right? And it helps us to grow. It helps the plants to grow, it helps wildlife to grow and to sustain itself. And so I really feel like you are so influenced by solar chakra energies, solar plexus energies. So that's what we have here with the Fool and the Empress. That also goes with old habits that you really want to, sort of like progress over and get better with, so that you can move forward and be better, better version of yourself. We also see here as well this really, really very powerful energy, which is to do with the the root chakra energy, which is about stability. We see here the butterfly as well, which is about transformation. Like there are definitely things that you want to let go of and move forward from, which may be holding you back at times, and you might be thinking to yourself like, I don't want this to hold me back, but you may feel like it is holding you back. So that's why I see here this sense of wanting transformation and wanting change. We also see here, like, this reminds me of like a mermaid's tail, right? You know how different you are, you know how unique you are, you're very strong internally within yourself, but you're also being pulled in so many different directions over the next 7 days that you may feel like very all over the place, and you may think to yourself like, oh my gosh, like I just feel like I am being pulled in a million different directions, and I don't know which one I really should be going in. It's like I don't know what's happening. So that's what I see there. You've also got here young and strong. So for sure, you're feeling good about yourself. That's something I do see here. However, you may also think like, okay, well, I can help others, I can do this, I can do that, I can do everything, but then you can also feel very burnt out as well, so it's something to keep in mind. You might also be really interested in sort of decorating your space and sort of cleaning things up as well, like a little pre-spring clean. So that's something I see here, whether it is spring where you are or not. It's a term that's very well used, just like a little clean is what I see there. The ring here is also about committing to yourself and committing to certain things that you want to move forward from, right? So that's something that I see here, especially with habits. We see here the very strong hand. Now this is very, very powerful because it shows that you have things in your own hands. It's like well, it's technically Hansa, right? So it really does show that you have the power of your will in your hands to do what you what you want to do. So you have power, and that's something you should also recognize, because it says my love is alive. So you are very, very well connected to yourself, and you know what you bring to the table, and you are just growing and flourishing and becoming a stronger version of yourself. You got flower here as well, especially with the Empress, makes a lot of sense. This Two of Swords here is about indecisiveness, at times feeling just like, oh my god, I don't know what to do over the next 7 days. But what I would say is take a few deep breaths, grounding really helps, and then you'll know what you naturally want to do and what you don't really want to do. Listening to music here can also really help you as well, spiritual music. So I feel like a lot of you might be listening to subliminal music. You may also be listening to like meditation music or guided meditations that may really help you. And then I also see here as well, we've got the world as well. So, you may have someone on your mind that is maybe far apart from you or at distance from you, but I also see here that there's something to do with the heart, and it's also something to do with the world as well. So maybe long distance, or family that is maybe a bit further away from you, or your roots which are further away from you. Say for example, you're born in one country and you grew up in one country, but now you live in another. You might really be thinking about your roots and where you come from. We also have here as well the leaf as well. So this is about seasons and change. So I really see a lot of change here. Like there are definitely things that you want to change and improve on and get better with. We also see here the seahorse, which shows luck. It's a black seahorse as well. Interesting, because a lot of you might feel very stuck. See, you've got the rocking horse, like just feeling like you're going in the same direction, but you actually want to progress and move past those particular things. So I feel like a lot of you want to get off the rocking horse and onto an actual horse. And I really feel like over the next 7 days, it's pushing you towards that particular direction. We also have here a kangaroo as well. So it could be that there's something to do with Australia. Now, it's so interesting, right? Because this also here comes across with WA. Right, because that's also part of Australia. And currently, as I'm doing this as well, like the reason I thought of WTA, but I thought it was WPA, was because also the Australian Open is currently happening. But obviously, that is not exactly the case, is it? Because if you haven't got a WTA, plus it's not going to resonate with everyone. But we have got a kangaroo here. Kangaroo can also symbolise like that mother nature kind of energy, because I keep mentioning Mother Nature, and it can also symbolise you feeling so much more connected to your mother, or healing certain things that happened with your mother as well, wanting to change certain habits, and really wanting to build better boundaries for yourself over the next 7 days as well to protect yourself. And then you've also got here, I believe this is a swallow bird. So this is about freedom, and being able to fly. So the next 7 days here is really about breaking out of old habits and doing more things for yourself, which will also make you feel so much better and so much, better from within and fulfilled. So this is your reading group 1. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course, my intention items, which are on Etsy. Charms and letters are also on my Etsy store if anyone wants to purchase those. Alright, so take care everyone. So let me take these, and I'm going to have to actually put them back in this pouch because my charm box isn't here. So let's try and do this without making too much noise. Okay. Okay. Alright, group 2, let's have a look and see the next 7 days. This is a timeless reading from whenever you are wanting to know the messages. And I also have all my other 7-day readings which come out every single week. So if you wanted to check those out, you can as well. Alright, so let's have a look and see what's coming through here. So I'm just going to put the pouch with your charms on the side for now. We're going to get some of the cards out first. So let's have a look and see what cards we do have. Okay, because it's still a pick a card reading, even though it's more so like pick a pouch, pick a crystal. Let's see what your main oracle message is. Oh, got a lot of cards there. But I'm gonna, this one, this is like an entire chunk, which I wouldn't have taken anyways, but that one was just really, it was really coming out, you know what I mean? So we've got here number 19, wake up call. You're about to discover your life purposes. Wow, that's a pretty big one. You know how sometimes you can wake up and just come up with this amazing idea, or you wake up and you just feel like, yeah, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do that. I feel like over the next 7 days, you're going to wake up and you're going to think to yourself, wow, this is my life purpose. This is what I was destined to do. This is how I was supposed to, you know, not occupy, but this is how I was supposed to, like, I guess, occupy my time. This is how I was, you know, meant to do this in terms of occupation. So I just feel like there's that really strong energy here of like having this wake up call and just being like, wow, no wonder I had those particular lessons, because this is probably what I'm supposed to do with my life. So let's see more. I want to see more as to what's going on here. Let's have a look with the self-care oracle cards, and then we'll go to tarot as well. Tarot, I think, will paint a bigger picture here. Again, I feel like these are the cards. Let's take all 3 of those. So we've got here, make a vision board, positive affirmations, and you've got here, hydrate. Let's just get the tarot cards as well. Oh, okay. Ace of Cups. Oh, that makes a lot of sense with the hydrate, right? We've got the Ace of Wands here as well. 5 of Pentacles. And the Star. Let's get one more, if we can. All right. 4 of Swords. It's interesting, this with that. You know, the 4 of Swords is also about resting. It's also about napping. So you may feel like you want to take more breaks and more rest. You may even want to, you know, nap. But also it's about meditation, prayer, affirmations, and really taking care of yourself, which I see over the next 7 days. Now, the reason why I feel like you're having a wake-up call over the next 7 days is because you're going to be much more connected to yourself and your divine self, which is why you're going to have more of these wake-up calls, and you're going to be really triggered in terms of your intuition to do certain things, and to also have certain thoughts that maybe you haven't had before in regards to what your life purpose is. So that's really something I see here. And then I feel like a lot of you here might be making a vision board. You might be thinking of your future. You might be thinking of a plan, you know, as to what you want to do and how you want to do it. And I really see a lot of manifesting that's happening here as well. So it's something that is very, very powerful, especially the vision board. You know, it's really showing here a sense of joy and a sense of fulfillment. And even with the positive affirmations card as well, it really shows your third eye being open, and it really shows you connecting so strongly with yourself. And for those of you that believe in God, you're really connecting to God here. And for those of you that are praying more so to your spirit guides or to the universe, you're really, again, you're connecting overall with all the energies. And again, you know, you've got those hands like this, right? So there's prayer, but there's also a sense of peace, and there's a sense of prosperity and connecting to yourself. And so I see here a lot of positive affirmations to make things come together. I see that many of you here are perhaps even having wake-up calls in regards to relationships, in regards to careers, in regards to people that are around you that may be very toxic and making you feel much more lonelier than you actually are. Hold on, does that make sense? Yeah, making you feel really lonely, right? And you might think like, oh no, like before, you might think, oh no, it's totally fine, but actually you're having a wake-up call in the next 7 days that actually, you know what, this person really doesn't treat you well. And you're starting to do things more for yourself. And I wouldn't say that that's selfish. I would say actually that's a really good thing, especially when you've just been constantly doing things for others. And then you've got here also hydrate, which is you taking care of yourself. Make sure you drink enough water. Literally, okay, make sure you drink enough water and keep yourself hydrated, because also, and for those of you that take baths, I definitely recommend that you drink enough water, because actually when you take a bath, you actually lose a lot of water, believe it or not, like you actually do, and you can feel very dehydrated in general. But yeah, in general, right, make sure you are drinking enough water. And even the star here is the water bearer, right? So the star is definitely very important because it shows things coming together. It's almost like you have this wake-up call, you understand more about yourself, and then you're taking action towards the things that you can do for yourself. And even with this 5 of Pentacles, you're staying away from people that have hurt you, that have upset you, or have just been so selfish and made you feel abandoned and left out. You're no longer making excuses for these people. people. In fact, you're putting your time and energy into things that matter most to you, your goals, your dreams, and the things that you truly want to feel as well. I also see here a lot of moon phases. Like, it's interesting, on this vision board you have the moon phases, you have this beautiful sunset. You know, there's some really beautiful spiritual things as well on this particular vision board. And this is also how you want to feel, right? Your feelings. I feel like a lot of people, when they make a vision board, not everybody, I say a lot of people, they put materialistic things on there, which is, there's no problem with that. You can of course put materialistic things on there, but very few times do people put, you know, emotions on their vision board, like how they want to feel. For example, very few people would put, you know, someone that is just, you know, got this huge smile on their face, or you know, the picture of like a sun to represent happiness and positivity. So for those of you making vision boards, I totally recommend to also put emotions on there as well, because you know, vision boards are not just all about materialistic objects or just goals in that sense. You can also put emotions and how you want to feel, because that can just really elevate your manifestations as well. Okay, so that's what we have there. Ace of Wands, you're taking matters into your own hands. You're having a lot of realizations and epiphanies. You're really connecting to your higher self, which is why you're having these epiphanies. And also, your intuition is totally on point. It's on fleek. So the Ace of Cups also shows you really connected to yourself and taking action based on those particular emotions and judgments as well. I'm making sure I hydrate as well throughout the course of your reading. Actually, speaking of which, you actually chose this blue colour, right? Which also is the colour of, like, I guess the ocean, right? Which is also the colour of hydration and water, and also about communication, right? It's the throat chakra colour as well. So definitely, oh God, I can't even speak. I definitely do recommend you to speak up and really just be there for yourself in that sense, and communicate what you truly feel in that sense towards yourself and others. Okay, so you've got here the pink bottle of glitter. Now, to me, this really represents the feminine aspect. So, you know, the thing is, whether you're male or female, everybody has a feminine and a masculine aspect. The percentages are different in everyone. They really are. And also, when we read when we read tarot, we read energies, not specifically genders, right? So that's something to keep in mind, is that everyone has masculine and feminine within themselves. What you are doing here is that you are really balancing both of those energies within yourself, is what I'm seeing here. And you're feeling everything. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. You're not afraid to be more tough. You know, you're just not afraid. You're just being yourself, and you are totally in line with your boundaries, which I think is so, so important. So you're connecting with the masculine and the feminine aspects over the next 7 days. And so that's what we really have here as well. But also what we have here, look at that, right? Masculine and the feminine aspects. So it's really about embracing, you know, especially for those of you that are males out there and you're like, oh, you know, I'm not very feminine. You're really embracing it, okay? You're really embracing it, and you're feeling good about yourself, being, you know, vulnerable and also being so loving. Like, you're just, you know, totally embracing it. And for those of you that are maybe a little bit more like stereotypically, you know, feminine, you know, you're embracing that strength that you have within you. Basically, you're embracing both aspects and just becoming super strong, because we all have both aspects to ourselves, right? Some people just have more masculine, some people have more feminine, some people have both. You know, genders don't actually it doesn't mean everything in the case of, like, when we're looking at the energies of someone, you know, in that sense. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Because it's a beautiful thing, you know, it's a beautiful thing. Like, you see women that are extremely, extremely strong and tough, and you'll see men that are vulnerable, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, it just goes to show that we're all humans at the end of the day. So you've also got here the flower as well, which is about personal growth. So again, you are really growing, and you're really flourishing. You're like really nourishing yourself. Remember, hydrate yourself as well. The flower can't grow without that. You've also got these two at signs, which I think is interesting, that out of, when I dipped my hand out, the fact that both of these at signs came out in this pouch, I mean, I feel like a lot of you here might be doing a lot of emails over the next 7 days. You might be replying to certain people, or like, you know how in emails or even in certain posts on social media, you like tag someone. So you might be like tagging someone or having to include someone, but like, you know, quite quite often. So I feel like that is what we see here, like mentions, right? Like on Twitter you have mentions and things like that, mentioning people's names, things like that, or emails in general. That's what we see here. We also have here the shoe as well, so you might be doing some kind of activity like maybe yoga or running, hiking, walking, dancing. I definitely see here your shoes coming on. And I also see here as well, some of you might actually just really like to wear like sneakers or trainers as we call them in the UK. We also have here the palm tree as well. All right, so this is like the wake-up call of like realizing what your dream really is. And also some of you might be making like a bucket list of things that you want to do in the future with that vision board. We have here the feather, which shows protection. We have got here I believe this is a trumpet. So you're listening to music, inspirational music. Some of you might be into like jazz music, or like band music, for example. So that's what I'm seeing there. We also have here a sister is someone to dream, cry, sing, laugh with. So you might be connecting to someone here who has a sister kind of like energy. May not necessarily be a sister, but could be a sister like energy, right? So for some people, you know, they may feel like their mother is like their sister, and has that energy. For some people it could be a friend. For some people it could be, you know, praying to their spirit guides who feels like a protective sister in that sense. But I definitely see here that kind of vibe of really also wanting to be your own sister. Does that make sense? Again, with your male or female, you know, this is about connecting to someone that just feels wholesome in that sense. Then you've also got here as well this spanner, I believe. So this is about you really wanting to sort of get things together and really working on yourself. And then you've also got here the book, which says ABC. So you might be reading or learning or trying to gain some interesting new skills. That's something I see here. I just almost knocked this thing. Let me just do that because I really don't want this to fall on the floor. Found it in a charity shop and it is literally the most beautiful thing in the entire world. Let me just show you. It's so heavy as well, and that's the thing, is that if this falls on the floor, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with it, but it's so beautiful. I found this at the British Heart Foundation and I was really impressed because, like, how amazing to find this in a charity shop. It's one of those, it's so nice. And I don't want to lose it because I can't just buy another one, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't exist. I have sentiments towards this thing, like very sentimental towards it because there was only one. I'm sure I could find it somewhere else, but it's not the same, right? It's not the same. This goes towards a good cause. Okay, and then we have here as well a butterfly. So this really shows growth and transformation. We also have this diamond. Like, this totally reminds me of playing cards. And, you know, that sort of like fire-like energy as well. So that's really interesting. This diamond here is very fascinating. To me, this really does represent like you having a lot of intention to doing things, especially with the Ace of Wands energy, which we have here. You've also got the dog, which is about loyalty as well, and having a lot of loyalty towards yourself. Like, a lot of this energy is you towards you, is what I'm really seeing on the cards here, which I actually think is quite nice. It's good. I'd say yes. I'd say that's actually good because you're giving yourself some really good energy. Alright, so that's what we've got there for you, group number 2. This is your reading. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items which are on Etsy. And do take care, everyone. Okay, so now we will do group 3. Before that, let me just put these in here. Oops. All right. Alright, group number 3. This is your reading with me for the next 7 days. Timeless reading. You have chosen this beautiful purple group, so we're going to see what's coming through. So it's timeless from whenever you're watching this, and I do have all my other 7-day readings that come out every single week, which are also on my channel. So do check those out if you're interested, because you can view them because they're timeless. And let's have a look and see what's coming through right here. So let's just put the crystal there. We'll look into your charms in just a little bit, but I want to see what your cards have to say, because this is, of course, a pick a card. So the next 7 days, let's see what your overall message is. Ooh, very fast to come out there. And it is number 77. Generosity. Giving from your heart with no strings attached is what is needed now. All right, so generosity is the biggest message. I feel like many of you are already very, very generous, but the spirit guides here are also definitely saying that times right now really call for being generous without like always expecting things back. So if you feel like over the next 7 days you're always doing and maybe not receiving as much in return, what I will say is don't panic. Because ultimately your good karma will come back to you. But I also feel as well that it's just something that can be really great and can really help you, at this time as well. And it can also help others. And then when you also need help, you will get help when you actually do need it. So that's really what I'm seeing, especially with the 77, next 7 days, generosity. So giving from your heart with no strings attached is what is needed now. And that could also be just having compassion towards people that are maybe not so nice, and having, not necessarily doing things for them all the time, but I'm just more so talking about having compassion as to, the fact that maybe they're treating you in certain ways because they also have not been treated well themselves. And, it's just about having compassion, and compassion can really bring healing, and healing can dissolve certain things. So just giving from your heart is one of the big things. Now, some of you, I feel, may be doing some donations. You may do wardrobe clear outs. You might clear things from your home. You might do donations. I just see a lot of giving, and I see a lot of generous energy and a lot of gratitude as well on your side. And remember, when the universe can see that you have gratitude, even for the smallest things, the universe wants to put more on your plate. It is a thing. It is a thing. So that is lovely to see. Now let me see also what we have for your self-care cards. Oh, okay. We'll take this one as well. So we have got here, watch a movie. Okay, next 7 days, I feel like you're really going to be watching some lovely movies that make you feel nice and cozy. So I feel like these kinds of films will be things that you're really interested in, that sort of keep you really hooked in and very hooked in. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. When you watch something and it's not boring, where you're like, oh, why am I watching this? It's like, wow, this is so interesting. It's so intriguing. Like, wonder what's going to happen next. You like the characters. It's just so exciting. So that's what I see. It's something really interesting. We also see here read as well. So you're going to be really interested in movies, reading, perhaps even documentaries, but very, very interested in learning and very interested in watching things as well. So for those of you in education, I definitely see this energy of you studying and then like watching something and then, back to studying again, and just kind of growing upon your knowledge as well. Like I do think that movies can be very educational as well, depending on, of course, which ones, but they can be, especially in terms of vocabulary and all sorts. So I feel like you're definitely learning a lot, you're reading a lot, you're doing research perhaps as well. That's something that's coming through, but there's a lot going on here. We have beauty ritual, so I see some pampering. Look, whether you're male or female, all right? Pampering can also be giving yourself a massage or taking care of yourself, or, doing something nice for yourself, like a face mask or having a really lovely bath or a very relaxing shower. Things like that can also be super, super duper relaxing and really, really lovely. So I definitely do see here some very strong energies in that sense, which can make you feel good. And you've also got here, look to the stars. So I do feel that some of you might just have those like gazes. You know how you see in movies, people just like looking at the star or looking at the moon. Like you may have a moment like that where you're like, whoa, this is exciting, this is interesting, and just kind of like contemplating life, one of those things. So yeah. For others of you, you might be painting your nails or making different things, exercising, taking care of yourself. Beauty ritual can also be doing makeup, doing your hair, making yourself feel good in different ways. And everybody does it in different ways, of course. So yeah, that's what we've got right there with look to the stars as well. It's a really pretty energy, I would say. because it's an energy which is about fulfillment and joy and progression. And sort of contemplating things out there as well. Like some of you might also be watching films on documentaries to do with space and space travel, or the future of it and things like that, like just really interesting things, reading up about like really fascinating things as well. Okay, so now with tarot, Six of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Devil, Knight of Cups. So what I see here with the Six of Cups is definitely this energy of like giving, right, which is generosity, and I really feel like you're in giving mode over the next 7 days, and it's a really pretty, like a really nice calming energy, that you have around others over the next 7 days. Even with the Knight of Pentacles as well, is that your good karma is coming back to you, okay? Things in terms of your other areas of your life, be it love or be it the home sense or finances, things are progressing, but it's quite slow over the next 7 days. Things can still progress, but what I do feel here is that this is really the week of generosity and sort of giving back and taking care of yourself as well at the same time. So it's a real sense of balance, and it's also about sort of showing the universe that you are super grateful as well for what the universe has already put on your plate in many ways. And then the other thing is with the devil, so the devil here is about letting go of control issues, letting things naturally flow. If things are not really going your way, it's about sort of being okay with it for now and just recognizing that what's meant for you in your life will never pass you by. So it's about sort of having that attitude, which will also like really progress things further forward and make you feel so much better within yourself. You also have the Knight of Cups, which is such a powerful energy. The Knight of Cups is such a good vibe, to be honest, because the Knight of Cups shows that, again, good things are coming your way. Have some patience, but also in the meantime, drink from your own cup. Look after yourself from what you have to offer yourself as well. So generosity doesn't mean that you neglect yourself. It actually means that you give yourself what you would also give to others, and that really balances things out too. So that's what I see over the next 7 days. Let's go to your charms now. Let's open up this little pouch. The bell is just, it's like, no, I want to stay in here, please. So the bell can be notifications as well. So people may want to really connect with you on social media. Perhaps even someone romantically wants to connect with you on social media. And that's what I'm seeing here, because the bell can indicate notifications, can also indicate like a doorbell, but I'm also seeing like notifications, you being aware of something happening. So that's what I see there. Some of you may even get like gifts as well being given to you, but also this generosity of wanting to give back, which I think is interesting. So it's not like nothing is happening for you. Things are happening for you, but I feel like there's that element of giving back that's happening. You've also got the star in this beautiful green colour. Wow. It's so pretty. And this here shows that your heart chakra is very, very open, and you are really ready to receive, but you're also very much so ready to give. And this is also about you having faith in that what's meant for you will always come to you. And you know what? The star has a reputation. Because like people look at pentagrams as well and they go, oh my god, like that's really scary. But when you kind of look at the devil as well, you have got that star like right above the devil. And the devil, of course, is not great, let's be honest. Like nobody really likes the devil. Devil is about control, but it's also about knowing and having faith, which is about, the star energy, and knowing that you'll be led to better things and greater things. So there's always, for example, the snake can be seen as such a bad sign, especially in the West, where people are like, oh my god, that person's a snake, or snakes are like really like bad and poisonous and like just not good energy. But actually in Vedic astrology, a snake is very, very lucky. And you also see a lot of Hindu gods, I believe it's Lord Krishna, has a snake wrapped around him, just very effortlessly, and it's a sign of protection. And it is just it's so symbolic of so much more. It's very similar with certain numbers, right? 13 can be seen as such an unlucky number in the West, but in the East, especially in India, it's a very, very lucky number. So it just goes to show you, right? It's really about the perception of things as well, and the perspective, should I say, because this star can seem like, oh, wow, that's like really satanic and things like that, but actually the star is also a symbol of growth and hope, because the sun is also a star. So always like keep that in mind, that it's also about perspective as well. Like for example, spiders, right? People have fears, like deadly fears of spiders. However, spiders are also known to bring luck. it's one of those things, right? It's one of those things. Nothing is ever completely black and white. There are always sometimes nuances in between, unless you're a serial killer, in which, you know what? It's not good, okay? It's not good. But that's different. That's different. We're talking about different things here. But yeah, I would just say that, you know, because you might be like, well, Moonlight, is that the same case there? I would say, no, obviously that's different, but we've got that. So the star here is about you just knowing that what's meant for you will never pass you by, and being happy to like give and also receive what is meant for you. You've also got here the tennis rackets, which again is that team player energy of like giving, receiving. That can kind of sound a little bit sexual as well, but what I'm totally meaning is the sense of like energies, and like it's just about doing things for others as well in that sense. You've also got the shell. So the shell is quite significant, and the reason the shell is really significant is because this is an energy of just being, you know, tough on the outside, but inside, you know, it's okay to be vulnerable. And the shell is also seen as very, very lucky. Some of you might go to the beach over the next 7 days, or you may decide to play some kind of sports, but I definitely see that energy there. You've also got Saturn energy as well. You know, Saturn and the devil are very well tied together. People also feel like Saturn is a very like devilish kind of planet, which is interesting because everything seems to connect. However, Saturn's also about structure and organization. So see, it's like a double thing. I wouldn't say it's a double-edged sword. I would just say it's, you know, it's got double meaning to it. So this is about you kind of getting your morning and evening like routine together, and coming up with a good routine that feels nice and stable and sustainable for yourself. Also, again, looking up into the stars and kind of envisioning, you know, what's really out there. So that's something I see there as well. You've got here the love charm as well. So again, someone can really have hopes and intentions to really connect with you, especially with this bell, and to strengthen things and have communication with you. You've got here this black cat, which is looking outwards. Again, the black cat is one of those things as well, right? So I feel like some of you might be doing research into different things, like lucky things, right? And recognizing that some things that may be lucky to you or maybe not so lucky to others, things like that might be happening, because the black cat, again, here, very, very lucky. Other countries, it's seen as bad luck. Maybe a black cat also crosses your path, so it's just something to keep in mind. Like you might find a black cat crosses your path. We've also got here a mermaid as well. So this is very lucky. It's about recognizing the, you know, the power that you have within yourself. I believe this is a Celtic cross. So again, it's also about spirituality and faith, and really just, you know, becoming that strong bond and embracing the strong bond within yourself. You have here the dove, right? So this is about peace and finding that inner peace within yourself by doing things like having this beauty ritual or watching movies and reading. And look at how cutely this cat is just curled up. You know, it's about feeling like that as well, just feeling so warm and so good within yourself. We have here the wings. So these are the wings of protection and just feeling very, very protected and very happy in that sense, which can definitely feel very fulfilling. You've also got here the leaf as well. So again, this is about just knowing that, you know, as time goes by, we do evolve and grow and change, and that is totally okay. You also have the flamingo as well. This is about character and personality. So yeah, you may feel like you really want to dance and also listen to music and do things that just feel very natural to you. I'd say go with the flow. We've also got the key here as well. So this is really about you also wanting, you know, commitment in other areas of your life and just really wanting those things to come together. So over the next 7 days, you're really focused on how you can unlock those particular aspects by building a stronger routine and giving more energy to yourself. And I always say that when you become the right person, you know, life will build itself around you. Like it will shape itself around you. And then you've also got here I believe this is a deer, right? Oh dear. Haha, get it? Pun. But this is about, again, just, you know, owning your strength and feeling very, very good about it. And again, butterfly is about transformation. So there's a lot of transforming energies around you over the next 7 days, which are just going to lead you to feel even stronger within yourself, even happier within yourself, and even more fulfilled within yourself. And I think that's so, so lovely to see, because I really, really do feel in so many ways that your crown chakra is just absolutely glowing, especially with this purple as well, you know, and you have a lot of peace as well, a lot of prosperity. So I just feel like that purple energy is coming through a lot, especially with these cards, right? I know this is a little bit more pink, but these are more purple, and it's just showing here that there's a sense of peace and there's a sense of luxury. Now, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people think that luxury is, you know, well, everyone has a different version of luxury, but a lot of people think that it's superficial. They think that it's to do with money. They think that it's to do with, expensive things. And it really isn't, believe it or not. If you ask, other people, they'll say it's not all of that. It's actually peace, right? It's about peace, and it's about self-love, and it's about doing things that you really enjoy, that give you so much comfort. That is real luxury. Time spent doing things that you really enjoy, that is true luxury. And that is something that I also see as well, is that you are living, you may not feel like you're living in true luxury, but you are living in a luxury that, you will, at one point in your life, you will feel like, yeah, that was true luxury. So I'm just saying, enjoy it. But of course, life is not perfect. So I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I have to be grateful because like this is, so luxurious. It's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm just saying, enjoy every moment, because it is a form of luxury, having this sort of peace. And some of you may feel like, oh my God, Moonlight, I don't really have all that peace, right? But is that also because maybe you're trying to control things to go a certain way, right? When you let go of that control, you also feel a lot more flow. You'll feel a little bit more peaceful within yourself, and you'll come to accept that what is, and that you can always improve your life, right? And that is something that I also see here as well. So the 7 really here is about just letting things flow, right? Not forcing things. So group number 3, that is your reading for the next 7 days. Some notifications coming your way, all right? That's something that I see there as well. I'm going to put these back in here because my charm box isn't here right now. I accidentally left it in the other room, so it just needs to go back in here basically. All right. Okay. Cool. Let's move this here. Move these there. And here, 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 and here. Okay. Let's write down the timestamp. Okay, group number 4. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? I just wrote down the timestamp and it says 5151, so you've got a repeating number. Okay, so this is your reading for the next 7 days. It is a timeless reading, so from whenever you're watching this, it can resonate with you. I do these every 7 days on my channel, so every single week. And yeah, if you want to check out the other ones, you definitely can, because they are timeless indeed. So yeah. So let's have a look and see what's coming through for the next 7 days. I'm going to put your crystal, which by the way is so beautiful. It's like the ocean. Well, not the ocean that I live near, because that one's like really grey and murky, but I'm talking about, the crystal blue oceans that we see. That's more so a resemblance there. Anyways, so let's put the pouch right here. This has got your charms in it. We'll look at those in just a little second. Let's get these cards, because it is still a pick a card reading, and we're going to see what your oracle is for this reading. Oh, it came out. There you go. All right. So we have got here universal flow. It is time for you to slow down, breathe, and take time to smell the roses. Okay, here we go. Let's all just go with the flow. That's what the next 7 days is calling for you to do. Go with the flow. Stop and smell the roses. Take care of yourself. Take care of your energy, right? That's the most important thing. Try not to force certain things to happen, because I really feel like forcing them would just make you feel more frustrated over the next 7 days. Also, you've got number 7 as well, so I think that's really covering the next week ahead. And it's just about doing things in the way that the universe, wants us to do them in. Also, you've got this beautiful blue, and I was talking about the ocean, which I think is pretty funny in that sense, because it literally connects so well, right? It's about taking the path of least resistance. So say, for example, you pour water onto this table, it's just naturally going to go in the direction it wants to go in, right? It's not going to force itself to make a heart shape or a flower shape. It's not going to do that, because that is universal flow as well. So it's about also not forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do, and listening to your heart, listening to your gut, listening to your intuition, communicating effectively with others that, hey, you know what, I'm not really sure I want to do this right now. I just need a bit of time. I need a bit of space. And going with the flow for yourself and putting yourself first for once. I really believe that that's very important, and just enjoying every little moment, you know, stopping to smell the roses, stopping to have a look at the sky, you know, appreciating those little moments and savouring every single bite of your favourite yummy food that maybe you eat over the next 7 days. You know, it's just about really having that energy towards yourself too. Okay, hold on a second. So we've got also tarot cards, which I'm going to get out in just a little bit, but also let's have a look at these self-care oracle cards. I shuffle this way because my hands actually are very small and they don't quite fit all the way around the cards, just in case anyone's wondering. I don't really think anyone's really asked me that before, but you know, it's one of those things because you know, it's something that feels weird for me to do, especially since I shuffle the other way around with cards, but because these are obviously like bigger, it's a different situation. When I do it on camera, it just looks different. Okay, let's get one more. Okay, let's take those. We'll take those. So we've got positive affirmations. Okay, we'll take that tarot card. It just came right off the top. We'll take it. So positive affirmations, make a vision board, dream journal, which you can't really see. There you go. Flow like water. There you go, right? There you go. Universal flow. Let's all flow like the water in the ocean. Maybe not the murky ocean, but the pretty crystal blue ocean. Just kidding. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't really matter. It's just flowing like water, because it is just an analogy. And I really feel here as well, that was more so a joke, by the way, about the crystal water. It's not that I don't like where, you know, the ocean that I live near. It's more so, it's just that it doesn't look the most appealing, but, you know, it's not like I'm going to go in there or anything. So positive affirmations here is really showing that over the next 7 days, doing some positive affirmations will really lift your spirits and will definitely allow you to connect better with your higher self and your divine self. I see the third eye being really very open. I also see here with positive affirmations that writing some of these affirmations on post-it notes or on your computer, or setting it on your lock screen, for example, on your phone, can really be brilliant, because it can really affirm to you a lot of things towards yourself, like insecurities or things that you're not so confident about, or things in your life that are maybe not coming together. It can really affirm that, you know what, these things will happen. We just got to not be so desperate about them, and we got to let the universe do its thing. So because I see here make a vision board, I feel like a lot of you will do law of attraction. You will do a lot of manifesting. Manifestation has to be done in the correct way. So a lot of the times people think that, oh my God, I need to think about it 24/7. Like that's how it comes together. That's how it all happens. Not true. Yes, you can think about it, but then let it go to the universe, surrender it, and then continue to focus on the things that you've got going on for yourself. So focusing on what's currently in your life, focusing on bettering those particular aspects. Dreams don't work unless we do, so it's really important to sort of flow with the things that are also happening in our lives, and to sort of surrender your manifestations to the universe, and essentially being okay with that, I think, as well, is very significant. And then when you least expect it, that's when it comes together. And I see that happening a lot, you know, I really do. So I really feel like that's very important. So, you know, make a vision board, sure, but don't ruminate every 3 seconds on it, is what I would say. Like, have it, you know, look at it from time to time, but don't ruminate on it every 3 seconds, which is basically overthinking it, right? Keeping positive affirmations, I think, is really great though. You can do that as much as you want, but also remember that expectations can cause suffering. So it's also about just flowing with the times and just enjoying what comes your way, right? And enjoying the little gifts of life that do come, and taking the path of least resistance. Dream journal here as well. You may get a lot of dreams throughout the course of the next 7 days. So what I would say is write down your dreams, because you might get some really interesting ideas as well that you can develop further. So for your tarot, we've got the 6 of Cups here as well. Okay, some of you might get dreams in regards to love and where you want your love life to go, and perhaps sometimes feeling a little bit unworthy of certain situations in your life, or feeling like, I don't know why that didn't come together, I don't know why this didn't come together, not sure what's happening here, not sure what's happening there. But what I do want to tell you is that in time things will come together, because you have got the Hierophant. So right now the energies can be a little bit stubborn, which is why I really feel like going with the flow of things will just help everything ease up around you and become so much better. for you as well. It will make you feel better. It will make you feel so much more stronger and more uplifted. The Ten of Swords here is also quite significant because the Ten of Swords literally does represent this energy of feeling, better, like you can flow with the energies, right? This person is so close to this water, but they're also, they're stuck. Reminds me of like a whale. You know those whales that just kind of end up out of water, and it's so tragic, isn't it? Like I definitely feel here that there is this energy of there's really this energy of like trying not to, like basically trying to unstuck yourself, and I really feel like you can do that. You really can do that, and part of this is trying not to be too desperate of where things are going, because that can also lead you to feel more stuck. Feeling the flow and thinking to yourself, you know what's meant for me in my life will never pass me by, will actually unstuck things more than they will stuck things for you. Yeah, the moon. See, you've got Pisces energy here again. Flow, water, energy. This is about cycles and phases. Some cycles are more difficult than others. You will move through the 10. The 10 is the most pain or the most frustration you will feel. But after that, things really start to move and things start to progress. The sun will always rise. The sun will always set. It's one of those things. It will do so without fail. That we know of, right? It will. So it's one of those things about just knowing that there are some things that are more stable and there are some things that are more uncertain, but that's also what makes life very beautiful. And so over the next 7 days, it's also about just really trying not to force things to happen, basically. Okay, so let's go with your charms here. And also, you've chosen blue here, which is all, it just reminds me of like water and flow and the energy of letting things naturally progress as well. All right, so we've got here, every journey starts with one step. So that's true, taking baby steps. And even with this as well, take baby steps. You don't want to just jump into the ocean straight away. You need to make sure that you can paddle. You can make sure you can swim, and that you can do things step by step. So I think it's really important to, step by step do this. You've also got here as well this wooden spoon. So some of you might be really interested in like cooking and doing a lot more of that over the course of the next 7 days, like cooking maybe some healthy meals or even eating more liquid foods, which I think is really interesting. This could be soups, for example. This could be drinking more water. Obviously, I'm not saying that you're going to live on liquids for the next 7 days. Also, that's not exactly the healthiest thing in the world. But I feel like some of you might be really wanting to drink more soups and more like liquid drinks. So that's something that I'm picking up on. Like, like for example, like porridge, or porridge is a little bit more solid, but it's a little like more soupy is what I'm seeing. Anyways, that's what we've got there. We also have the mirror as well. Oh my gosh, my mirror's bent. Oh no, I broke my mirror. Great. Isn't that just so brilliant? Like I was like, oh my gosh, it's so bent, and then I literally just broke it. Okay, I'll glue it, don't worry. It is so bent though, like you can kind of see that it's bent. So this is really about looking at yourself in the mirror and just feeling good about yourself. Like on your mirror, you can also write affirmations, like with post-it notes. And I really feel like that can help every time you look at yourself as well. But the mirror is also about having like healthy ways of looking at yourself too. So I feel like that would be a good thing for sure. We've got here imagine. So what I would say is imagine yourself and look after yourself and be... Well, this is also about imagination. So with dream journal as well, you may imagine certain things or daydream about certain things or genuinely dream of certain things. So I would definitely say like write them down, because your daydreams and your night dreams are very heightened over the next 7 days with your intuition, especially with positive affirmations and how you look at yourself. So write those things down because your imagination is running wild. Then you've also got here this Aries energy, I believe, which actually makes a lot of sense because this is totally to do with intuition in the sense of imagination and creativity. So write those things down. Definitely, have a little book that maybe is by your nightstand. Then we also have here the root chakra crystal, which is also about your stability and your personal strength within yourself. So again, it's really about you wanting that stability, especially with this Hierophant energy. So make sure that you do, look after yourself and you do put yourself first in that sense, but that you're not forcing things to happen, that you're a bit more detached, because remember the Aries energy is about detachment, and that's how things also progress. That's where that fiery energy comes from too, right? Aries wants things to happen, but also Aries is detached. That's why Aries gets all of those, good things too, So it's a balance there. And then you've also got this bird on the branch as well. Remember, the bird is never scared that the branch is going to break. It trusts its wings. Trust your wings, right? Trust yourself. Trust your life. Trust your path. regardless of the obstacles that come, because the branches could break, but the bird knows that it can fly. And that's the most beautiful thing. So that's what we have there. We got the camel as well. The camel can go lots and lots of days without drinking water. So it's also about making sure that you are hydrated, okay? Make sure you drink enough water as well. We've got the key here as well. You really want things in your life to come together in regards to commitment. Some of you might be thinking about, new homes or moving, things like that. We also have keys in the Hierophant card as well. So again, it's about stability and security. You've got here the Cancer energy with the moon here. Because actually, the moon is actually ruled by Cancer. The moon card is ruled by Pisces. It's one of those things. I don't know why it's like that. It just is. Don't ask me too many questions. Unfortunately, I did not invent the tarot history of things. So it's one of those things. In many ways, it does make sense, I would say. But we have got that Cancerian energy with the moon as well. So you may feel quite emotional over the next 7 days. But remember to go with the flow. That also eases things up. Again, you're in charge of, where things are going with this ship's helm. Is it a helm? The ship's steering wheel, even though that's not a very descriptive way of putting things. But you are really in charge of that as to where you go and how how you flow through the water. You've also got the star here as well. So again, your dreams are very, very awakened. And you've also got the dog, which is about loyalty as well. And you've got another star. So these two stars are about trusting your path, trusting faith, trusting that miracles can exist, all right, and trusting that you're on the right path in your life. So that is something that I want to say over the next 7 days. You're going to be feeling a lot of this, but I would say the best thing to do is to go with the flow and not to resist the flow. So that is your reading, group number 4. If this reading resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on the giveaways, so the free reading giveaway, the private paid readings, and then also my intention items, which are on Etsy. The charms and the letters are also available on my Etsy store for purchase if anyone is interested. So that's what we have there. Oh, and the crystal. You can actually purchase this crystal. It's on there if anyone wants it. So that's what we have there, and do take care, everyone. Bye.